Hi there, welcome to another edition of Busternet. Today's show is a new show. It's called Tactic Bootroom. This is going to be the start of a few shows, I hope, and it's all about you. So the goal here is you guys. I'm going to take a look at tactics that users create. They'll send me in the tactics. I'll let you know what I think of them and how I use them in a match, and let's see how they do. The other things I will change are probably going to be shouts. If I use them, I'll probably change the shouts. And if I want to make improvements, I'll make the improvements and let you know why I made the improvements or if these tactics need improvements. And I'm not going to overly criticize anybody's work because, of course, this is a game. We shouldn't be taking things seriously, really, honestly. So here we have a tactic that comes from DJSmiley from the SI forums. We go back a long way. So he's made this 4-4-2, which is meant to be used with Leicester City. And first up, let's look at the tactic itself. The tactic from the back, we're looking, first thing I'm going to say, overall, the tactic is a 4-4-2. He's using a lot of orthodox roles, which is something I like to do as well. He's got wingers, orthodox. What I call an orthodox role is basically like this. The CM defend is an orthodox role because you can do things with the shouts if he wants to. He's added dribble more, roam from position, more direct passes. So you've gone to add PIs to give to the player here. And in this position, these are already active for the player because he's in a defend role. On the left, the winger, you've chosen the default PIs, and for the white midfielder, he has included more risky passes and get further forward, which I assume is Riyad Mahrez's position. In the fullback, he's got one of the fullbacks crossing from deep, and actually both the fullbacks are crossing from deep. Up front, you've got two defensive forwards. Okay, overall, yeah. I have to play this for a few games though. It looks on paper, it makes some sense. When the team has the ball, they will end up looking like a 4-2-4. When the team doesn't have the ball, they may potentially end up looking like everyone's behind the ball. So that is pretty cool. Another thing that I like is you have actually put everybody at the back line on direct passing, which is what Claudio Ranieri tends to do. He tends to launch the balls. The only thing that I noticed you didn't do was with your keeper, because Casper Schmeichel, up to about 2 weeks ago when I checked his stats, he only rolled out the ball 3 times in all matches. His preferred move is to punt the ball up. And you've got these two defensive forwards up front, and both of them, one of them has been told to hold up the ball, hold position, which is for a defensive forward, it's defaulted. You've asked him to move into channels, which makes some sense because there will be available channels, and you've also told this guy to move into channels as well. That's interesting. At the moment, he is set to play the Riyad Mahrez's position, and this is probably Drinkwater, this is Kante, this is Albrighton. Well, we'll take a look and we'll play a couple of games and see how it does. With Barcelona, we're going to use this lot of players. Sergi Roberto will play in this position. They don't really have a player because Arda Turan is not available. Busquets, Rakitic will try and become Mr. Kante. Neymar, of all the people, he's going to play as a midfielder on the left. That is one of the roles he can play. Alba, Batra, Piqué, Daniel Alves, Rafinha, Suarez. It's just a friendly. Alright, let's see how they do. Against Ittihad, they better hammer him because I don't want to see. Okay, so I'm gonna get out this view at the moment and go to a 2D view. It's easier to see from 2D. The shape of a tactic. There we go. Alright, what I want to see is this guy play like Riyad Mahrez, and these guys actually come back and defend. Okay, so I'm looking at the movement of the boys in transition. Okay, lots of direct passing, which is the whole goal of the system. I'm looking for passages of play that give me an indication that this, wow, there's a goal. And I noticed one thing, you've got a pretty defensive setup for your corner routine, which is interesting because you have players in very interesting positions which allow you to recycle possession of the ball, and you're wholly dependent on a few players to score goals, which is not bad, which is actually pretty damn decent. This is the Albrighton role, and Albrighton does sometimes play like that, which is cool, which is nice to see. Fullback to, this is Kante playing it to Albrighton. Albrighton is getting to the box and he finds somebody. No, he doesn't find anybody. This is Riyad Mahrez who will play back to Sergio. Sergio pots it up to somebody inside the box, and the person inside the box can't score. The transitions are actually pretty good. Dani Alves with the cross. Yes, this is what I thought. This is actually a very, very direct tactic. It soaks up pressure and it launches them. And you've taken a flexible shout. Okay, let's try something. Let's remove some shouts, right? Let's tell them to pass into space, yeah, when they have the ball. Okay, I'm going to take off more discipline and I'm just going to drop you down to structured, which is essentially almost the same thing. You're telling them to be more disciplined with their, I mean, when you're playing with more structured, it's going to ask the players to use less creative freedom. Bravo goal kick to Serge Roberto, hits it up. Muntari with the ball, Al-Harbi. Okay, your closing down is quite aggressive. Yeah, you can see that it's fairly aggressive. Neymar wins the ball. Brighton wins the ball. Gives it to Kante. Kante releases Rafinha very quickly, crossing early, and a third goal. Yes, that is actually an excellent goal. But yes, that's the one change I made from structured, which now there is going to be a slight increase to the tempo in your game, because your players are now going to be further up the pitch. Jordi Alba, fullback. You're still exploiting the left flank. You know, if you notice right now, you're not really going, okay, let's have a shot, says exploit the left flank, another goal, and two. So that's pretty cool. Yes, second goal. Now Suarez is getting on the act, because Suarez didn't score any goals in the first half. Again, you've exploited the left flank without having to use the shout, because your tactic already is exploiting the left flank. You've got a winger on attack there, and you have a lot of space on the left flank. So okay, also Limani for Ittihad. Al-Harbi. Okay, let's see how you do defensively now with the slight change. Because the only downside of this is now you're no longer with S-Pack. So you're closing down much more, could create more space for the AI. Bravo saves. This is really their first lovely move through the middle. In terms of replication, whether or not it does the job, I'm not going to say it does the job brilliantly, but I won't say that it does the job badly either. I think it does the job. I like the way it does the job. Look, the whole goal is to make it defend like Claudio Ranieri and release like, I don't know, they possessed players. So I think that they are being released as possessed players at the moment. And I just made one change to your shout. This Sergio Roberto with a cross to Suarez, and Suarez scores another goal. So it's 5-0 to our friends Barcelona. Your 4-4-2 looked pretty good in the first game. Okay, so now we are playing Sevilla and Barcelona in our first league game. Now, again, I'm going to use your system. I'm not going to change the shape. I'm not going to change the instructions. I'm not going to change any of this because the first match was really a friendly. Let's make sure that I am using a tactic. Okay, load. Okay, all these tactics are here. We'll load your tactic. So your tactic is now the one loaded. Okay, so alright, so that's your tactic. We haven't done any changes. Here we go. I'm on commentary mode, so let's go to key. Immediately we got a few players looking. Well, okay, Barcelona is in control of this match early. You can see that just from the possession stats. Dani Alves to Sergi Roberto to Sergio, who's the Riyad Mahrez. Suarez gets the ball. So back to Sergi Roberto playing in the Riyad Mahrez position. And Albrighton gets into the box and scores. First quick start. This is without any changes to your system. Looking very nice, I must say. I like the movement. I love the movement. Look at that. Albrighton coming in late into the box to score. Now I want to see whether your shout exploit the left flank is being used. Rakitic. Good defending from Barta. I like to see that because your system is supposed to be counter-attacking, and when it gets to the box, it's supposed to possess. Suarez is the ball. Oh, you've got Okazaki. I don't know whether that's supposed to be Okazaki or Vardy. Alright, but somebody scored. Rafinha. I'm enjoying your tactic, DJSmiley. It's nice. The only thing I would take off is exploit left flank and the other shout, which is exploit left flank and probably I'll go structured. There are 3 shots I would change, but we'll change them in the second half. We'll see how the first half pans out. Second half, my players will be a bit more tired as well, so it'll be interesting. Okay, so here we are. First half has ended. Match stats. Let's look at the stats for the first half. Barcelona 3 shots on target, 8 possession, 52 rocket, 3 clear-cut chances. Really taking the game away from Sevilla. Alright, so let's go to tactics and make some changes. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is take this off, take this pass into space off, and be more disciplined shot off, and go structured. That's it. Take out all the shouts and just play with those. And we are now going to go back to the pitch. Jordi Alba to Rakitic. And then thank you for the commercial break. Alright, we'll make a couple of substitutions soon. In the second half, by going structured as well, Sevilla have had more shots on goal on you, and they've actually come at you a lot more. First half, not bad. That's a good start. The tactic, I used it in the first half in your system. It looked good. I wouldn't make many changes to it. Okay, alright, next match. We're gonna be in the Copa final. Same thing. I'm gonna use the same shouts again. I'm not gonna change anything. We're gonna use your same system without any changes. And we'll see how this does as well. It's going to be a lot more interesting because we're playing against a 4-2-3-1. So if there is any system that you should be able to exploit with a counter-attacking system, it will be the 4-2-3-1. Neymar still exploiting our left flank with the shout. This transition is how many of your players actually got back into defend position. With flexible, you don't have to artificially change things. It's okay. Cycles possession pretty well. Sevilla with a goal kick. San Jose is under pressure from the strikers immediately. Gives you back possession, but your players' first touch let them down, but they closed down pretty well, denied them space. That's from your narrow shout, so it's good to have a narrow shot. Riyad Mahrez. This guy, so Kazaki 1-2, buckle my shoe, but they can't score. Looking at your set pieces, I have a feeling. So you haven't made any changes to your set piece routines. Your set piece routines are still our default set piece routines. So far, nothing's happening. We're still not making any changes to the shouts. We're gonna see how your tactic does in this match. Okay, I'm gonna wait until the 50th minute before I make changes. We'll first look at stats. Alright, match stats. Barcelona, okay. Alright, I'm removing pass into space because you can lose possession quite easily. Or rather, I'll leave it, but I'm not going to exploit the left flank. And I'm definitely not telling our players to be more disciplined. I'm going to stay on counter, but I'm also going to go structured. Okay, the reason why I'm going structured is so that we can exploit these two guys going up a lot faster. And basically, that's really it. And I'm going to ask this guy, give him player instructions to overall position defense, which is how Leicester actually play. Suarez is closing him down. Good to see. Rakitic picks up the ball. Rafinha will find Neymar. Neymar will shoot and scores. Okay, Neymar has scored. Your goal for Barcelona. You don't really need to use the more disciplined shot. I personally don't really use that shot a lot because I find that you can get almost the same thing by playing structured. And if you're playing counter-attacking, structured is a better shape because your wingers will concentrate on the attacking phase a lot. Your players on attack duties will focus on the attacking phase a lot more. Okay, all right. So we managed to beat Barcelona. Barcelona managed to beat Atletico Bilbao. We needed to make one change, and that change was to the shouts. Okay, so we're now hopping over to Leicester City. They're going to use your tactic. So I've already loaded up your tactic in here. And I'm going to ask the ass-man to make his pick. And he's decided to put Mahrez on the left and Albrighton on the right. No, thank you. I think this is where Mahrez should be. Vardy is injured. Mahrez is actually 82%. So conditioning isn't ideal at the moment. But then again, we'll have a go. So it's Leicester and Sheffield United Carling Cup. Leicester at home, they should be playing this tactic reasonably well at home. Inler to Schlupp. He's got support on the left. That's Fuchs. Fuchs, okay. Not a lot happening. Once again, I'll wait until the 45th minute to come in and try something different. If we need to do something different. Corner, Albrighton. Kante. Oh, they can't get the ball into the back of the net. Alright, half time. We'll have to try something different. We'll do the same thing. I'll remove the shouts that I don't think are necessary. Structured. Okay, so we're down to only 4 shouts, I reckon. And we'll start the second half. In terms of match stats, you created 16 shots, but only 2 on target. You had a lot of possession, so I think you can afford to give up some of that possession. Oh yes, one other thing I forgot to do. Schmeichel, edit overall position defense. Okay, confirm changes and let's play. Inler drops one, tries to find Ozaki behind the defensive line with the direct pass. That didn't work out too well. Your defender should get to this ball easily. Schmeichel should elect to punt the ball because that's what we want to see him do. Albrighton, yes, the second ball should drop to a Leicester player. Schlupp back to Okazaki. Kante drops onto the fullback. Fuchs. Inler shoots from range. Delight. Mahrez inside the box. Fuchs will get this ball as well. We'll make the early cross. Back to Ozaki. Oh, what a goal. Okazaki has scored, giving Leicester the lead. I still think the only things you need to change are those 3 shouts. You don't really need them, and I would definitely go structured to encourage more the team to spread out a bit. Howard to Basham. Okay, I like to see your strikers closing down early. Okay, you're winning the second ball. Inler to Mahrez. Mahrez to Okazaki. Okazaki shoots, hits the upright. You're getting a bit more shots. You only had 2 shots on target in the first half. Morgan straight through to Mahrez to Okazaki. Defense, oh, the ball's gone behind. That's the downside of these direct passes from the back if your players don't have good first touch. Fuchs to Albrighton. Oh, end of the highlight. Okay, we'll take Riyad Mahrez off. Just gonna out of play. Well, okay, final whistle. First half you had 2 shots on target. Second half you tripled that. So now you got 6 shots on target. Okay, so in the next league game, I decided to use your tactic completely. Didn't make any changes. And you had Wes Morgan sent off pretty early in the match, 18th minute. And you guys went down. By then, you were already 2 goals down. James Collins and Dimitri Payet scoring early for West Ham. The first goal was from a corner. I usually cancel corners out because I don't really care about conceding goals from corners. So your second goal game where you couldn't clear. So that was the area that I was concerned about, because you're trying direct passes from the back, and if your passes don't find their mark, especially if you're trying to launch a quick transition like a counter attack from the back, it can undo whatever your side is trying to do. So you all actually came back. You're camping basically in the opponent's half, and you guys managed to score from Albrighton across. Another quick break. Transition was good. The movement was fast. Little time was wasted, and Kante running in from midfield to score. So overall, the tactic still has potential. We just need to iron out the passing. If you want to improve the tactic, I would try and minimize the use of direct passing from some of the players here. If their passing isn't very good, do we replicate or try and make it a bit more solid? Mahrez is injured, so I have no choice but to bringing Andy King, I think that's his name. Yeah, and we're gonna have Kante drink water. I'm not gonna change these 2 roles. I'm leaving them alone. The only thing I'm changing is him to DLP on defend. I'm not going to go into a debate that he's not a DLP or whatever, but I'm only doing that because I need him to drop a bit more deeper. Then Kante can actually go up a bit more. He's dribble more roam from position. I will not ask Kante to roam from position. I'll just leave him like that. We need these 2 to actually work together. All right, and Albrighton, he is gonna stay on those roles. As far as Michael is concerned, he's going to drop it over the opposition defense. And Schlupp, well, he's going to play. I'm not going to change those rules. Okay, so basically that's it. No other changes, and let's see how they do. Next match is against Watford, away from home. Delight. I left the direct passing on the fullbacks. I've taken out the pass into space shout because you only really have 2 players running into space, which are the 2 wingers. Holebas, Katat, out to Berami, Dini, Belaun reads that very well. Okazaki tries to get to the ball. King, back to Drinkwater, to Kante, Kante to Okazaki, Schlupp is brought down. Huth to Fuchs. Back to Drinkwater. Out to Delight. Delight first time cross, Okazaki scores. Nice goal from Leicester. I like that goal. Well, they unlocked the defensive team, which is nice. Delight with the cross. You had 4 players in the box, and 1 just outside the box. That was good positioning from the throw in. They clear the danger, but also only as far as Berami. Watson out wide to Neom. Oh, he's going to have lots to choose from inside the box. Kante gets the ball, clears it, but only as far as Watson. Watson, Berami, Anya. He's surrounded by players. They're going to have to cross this to a head. Holebas. Back to Watson. Watson finds Anya. Anya shoots. Fuchs defends well. Watson back out. They have to try again. Kante fouls at the edge of the box. Jurado with the free kick. Oh, this is a dangerous free kick. Yeah, oh yes, Schmeichel just buries it. And Drinkwater was nearby to put it out to touch. Okay, so on the whole, seems okay. I'm looking at you guys defending as tightly as you can. Hopefully you guys can. Cathcart. The ball. Berami is going to go wide. Anya, cross, first time, into the box. Kante clears it. Berami again. Balloon clears that. Balloon. Schlup. The Okazaki will chase after this and get into the box. And scores the second goal. That's what I call a transition. So Leicester 2 ahead of Watford. I haven't done any major just a few play instructions which changed. That's about it. Leicester's numbers look very consistent with a counter-attacking tactic. Possession still looks okay, 49%. They're not really attacking. They're making most of the shots count. So let's see how they do in the match. Continue to watch their passing movements, their transitions. I'm more interested in their transitions right now. Okazaki deep on support, finding King, who's playing in place of Riyad Mahrez. Okazaki to Kante. Kante is coming to support. Albrighton to Schlup. Okay, that would have been I think would have been Wadi or whoever. I'm not sure who's supposed to play where. Okay, defending. I think these are all routine default positions. The default settings are also fine. I don't mind the default settings. I prefer sometimes using default. I think the default settings, they're not that bad actually. Schlup. Oh, he's been brought down by Alan Naum. Has got a red card. Unfortunate for them. Okay, who's this? Kante and Delight. Brighton. King, who would be Riyad Mahrez. Okay, he couldn't find the pass. He has play more risky passes on. Transition for defending. The boys are taking their time to get back. Corner. Oh, and they scored 1 goal. Who was this? Drinkwater. Yeah, he wasn't able to hit that ball. You can watch this from here. This is Drinkwater. Watch what he does. Yeah, he gets beaten to the header by Ibabo. So maybe near post, you want to put somebody who's a lot better at hitting. The light. Okazaki to Kante to Schlup. Albrighton shoots, hits the upright. Okay, let's go back to your shout, which is pass into space, and see whether it encourages people to run a lot more. I think your shout, that shout. Okay, we can put it back up. Confirm changes to Kante. To Albrighton. Still passing it to feet. And that's Watford 2, Leicester 1. Alright, for the match against Watford, I think you might be interested in the stats. Personally speaking, I don't really care about possession. I'm more interested in the quality of possession and the type of chances that were created. And I don't usually also look at clear-cut chances in this metric because I don't I like to look at the chances if I will assess them myself, and you had quite a few very good chances. And on the whole, Leicester actually played a lot better than Watford. Watford were lucky to get the one goal, but the way the system has been set up, you're largely counter-attacking, and you will score a lot of goals on the break, and that's exactly how you guys looked like you scored your goals. Now we got a bigger match to worry about. It's going to be Manchester United and Leicester City. You're going to be entertaining Manchester United at home, and we're going to see how that's going to turn out. I'm going to make some observations about Leicester and compare them to the real team. Now, some things, they're deep, they play compact, they're narrow. Sometimes you see Kante attacking the space, sometimes you see Drinkwater attacking the space. Vardy is always on the end of a diagonal. And the other thing we all know about Leicester, they're deadly on counter attack, and they don't like to be caught out of position because they're not exactly the fastest players in the back in the world. So those are the things that I want to consider. So because they're going to be compact, I'm going to play them on fluid. All right. One option is you can actually go fluid if you want to play them compact. I already showed you that you can play structured even release these guys, but you can also go fluid, and then these guys will have to start doing a lot more work, and you can be more disciplined. Remove this shout, and that should be fine. The only thing would be whether or not they are able to find the player, but we should be okay. Now we're going to play Manchester United. Okay, before I kick off, I want to make sure that I don't have tight marking and hard tackling. Close down much less. Wait, hold on. I'm going to take this off. Okay, I don't want them to do that. Okay. I know that they like to tuck in a lot and let these guys do a lot of tackling, but let's just let them do the work that their AI wants them to do. Okay, we're just going to remove those shots and try and keep these boys in shape. Oh no, I'm going to remove that as well. And remove that as well. So let's not ask them to close down much less. And then here I'm going to tell them to go over opposition defense. This way I'm going to hold their shape while they're playing narrow. Already they are being told to be disciplined, so I'm not going to do that against United. And ask them to close down much less. I want them to close down like they normally are supposed to close down, and we're off. We made some changes. Hopefully these boys beat United. Don't the Foxes want to do that? Belayun, Albrighton. Okay, Schmeichel with a long kick. He's gonna not find Mahrez. Boom. Cleared. Schweinsteiger. Andy Herrera. Again, Young has the ball. Crosses. And Rooney scores. Ay, ay, ay. From a cross even. Okay. I don't like to lose, so I'm gonna let's go attack. Now with your tactic, we're not gonna make many changes. Come on, let's go, boys. Attacking. Confirm. To here. To Smalling. Okazaki. Come on, Oki. Oki. No. Why did Oki have to do that? Alright. 12 minutes in. Leicester's in Manchester United's half. Delight to Belain Ben Balloon. Huth to Kante. Kante to Okazaki. Okazaki out wide to Fuchs. Fuchs looks further across. Oh, collects the ball. De Gea does. Again, Young with the ball now. He's being closed down by a few Leicester players. He has to play the ball back to Damian. Damian to Schweinsteiger. Mata. Rooney. Memphis is in the box. Shoots, but the keeper does well. We have to go for the goal. I mean, we're a goal down. We're not going to sit back and just, try and defend. United haven't really created any more chances after that opportunity. I hope this is not the start of more opportunities. Rooney. He started the mid Kante is working very hard to prevent Rooney from getting an early cross, but he gives it up. Players on near and far post on for a free kick. Okay. Mata, Damian, Smalling, back to Damian, Andy Herrera, Drinkwater wins the ball back, Okazaki to Albrighton. So it looks like you actually have a set piece routine creator. I thought you didn't have one. Obviously I can't read the damn thing. Okay, Mahrez in the box. Yes, and they have equalized very nicely before the end of the first half. Oh, Leicester 1, Manchester United 1. Would they have come back? In some style. Okazaki with a brilliant ball to Mahrez. Mahrez inside the box. That was terrible, beaten at the near post. Okay, so 1-1 at half time using your tactic, but we made some changes, and I'll reiterate what the changes were. I've gone attacking fluid. Other than that, I removed the close down much less on these players. So now let's see what happens when we go back to counter. Second half as well. So there's no real change now. Same system. We're not going to make any changes here. Nothing. Zero. Nada. Okay. And we go counter. Second half. It's a clean slate. Okazaki to Drinkwater to Mahrez. Mahrez out wide to Albrighton. First time's Okazaki. Oh, Albrighton to Kante. Kante, what can he do? He's dribbling. He's not the world's best dribbler, so I don't think dribble more should be on Kante. He may have 14, but I see him running with the ball. That's like running into space because nobody's challenging him, so we're going to take this out. Okay. And roam from position. No, I'm going to take this out as well. Okay, so confirm changes. We don't want the screen, the midfield screen, to disappear. I want him to work with Drinkwater in a TikTok system. Especially if they're gonna be playing counter attacking. I see Kante playing literally in the same position. I don't see him roaming. Again, the match against Man City, correct me if I'm wrong, I didn't see him roam a lot. It's pretty disciplined. Mata with the ball. I'm young. 1, 2, buckle my shoe. Don't score. 3, 4, Memphis. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Don't you dare cross the ball. Come on. Yes. Schmeichel as well. Come on. Young. Ashley Young. Give it to the keeper. It's going to be an... yes. Thank you very much. I knew they were going to give it to the keeper. Yes, Schmeichel. Okay, now we're going to see this tactic play counter-attacking. Hopefully. You see, Kante is 6.4, so I don't want him to dribble the ball. His ratings right now are not very good, just earlier. So 6, for me 6.6 is average. Anything below 6.6 is for my personal standards. I don't like to see 6.4 in any player. So now we can see they're playing fluid, and they are trying to keep United at bay. Okie dokie, Mahrez wins the ball back, gives it to Okazaki. Okazaki to Vardy. And Okazaki has options to the left. He finds Albrighton. That's a horrible pass. And he crosses early. Vardy scores. Yes. Leicester 2. Manchester United 1. Oh, you beauties. I'm now a Leicester fan, am I? Oh, that was beautiful football. Okay. We fixed one hole, which is actually Kante. Kante roaming is not very good because your screen is going to disappear in midfield. And I personally don't think Kante actually does roam from position in real life. I see Kante acting like it's like a TikTok. I don't know how else to explain Drinkwater and Kante together. They move, they control that zone in that part of the pitch. Boys, don't lose possession there. You had a chance to, do something with it. Young, Ashley, don't you dare. Very well, Huth, Fuchs. Oh, the boys couldn't hold on to that. Memphis now with the ball on And Kante does well again. Kante playing brilliantly. He doesn't have to roam from position. Kante. And they lose the Okazaki shoes. Oh, here does brilliantly. Why did he have to do brilliantly? Albrighton with the corner. It's up in the air. Will Huth get to it? No, Vardy gets to it first. He's got options. He's going to try and do something. Okazaki, he's not going to do something. Delight to Albrighton. I'm getting excited. Here we go. Delight again. Huth, what are you doing there? Go back and defend. Come on, Leicester. Kante. Drink water. Drink more water. Ashley Young. Oh, come on, Rooney, lose the ball. Yes, who comes back to defend? Delight again. Oh, no unnecessary closing down and no unnecessary losing of shape. Okay, Mahrez. Down into the box. Shoots from range. These boys are now confident, and I don't want them to be like that. Okay, I'm gonna take him off. We're gonna bring on Inler now. There's no point. I mean, let's waste some time. Oh no, come on. Not at the death. Mahrez gets to the ball. Mahrez, yes he does. Okazaki to Vardy. Vardy back to Okazaki. They're playing like a pair in love. Okazaki looks up, looks for his Albrighton. And Okazaki again. Inler. That's it. The referee blows the final whistle. And Leicester have come back from a goal down to beat Manchester United. That was a good game. I enjoyed it thoroughly. Let's look at the stats. Okay, match stats. Now, in terms of shots on target, 7-13. That's brilliant. That's almost as good as more than half. So it's like 50 plus odd percent. United, 9-18. They did quite well too. Okay, so if we look back at the tactic, I'll summarize everything because I think you want me to do that. Okay, so in terms of the tactic just now, Kante had... Okay, so basically we've removed Kante's and just leave him on more direct passes and move into channels. Now at the back, fullbacks have all been told to close down much less. I'm removing that as well. So they will definitely now stay the way they are. Removing all the close down much less. I don't know why the shot was here, but you don't need to close down much less. In a fluid system, definitely not. In fact, I rather them close down normally because the game is... The AI isn't that bad at closing down, contrary to what other people might think, but generally it's not bad. Hold position, close down more. Alright, that's because it's... And the rest of the players, they're all on their original roles and duties and not change any of them. So you can leave it. I would remove those that exploit the left flank. You don't really need it. I mean, yeah. So we had really good chances coming down from both sides. And when I wanted to get the goal back, I had to go attack and fluid, and it didn't really change very much. Once we got the equalizer, I noticed that Kante wasn't in an optimum position, and then I changed his role, and the whole team clicked a lot better after that. So these are some of the changes that I would make to your system. They're not major changes, they're small changes, but the close down much less. I would remove that completely. I would leave your more direct passes on, but if you find that your team is losing a lot of possession, you could just start with the first shout would be to remove passing, just untick, just don't use this. But it would, to a large extent, removing this shot removes a lot of bite in your side. So I would keep it. The priority is to remove the exploit the left flank. You don't want to do that because your players here, yeah, you had roam from position. If this guy goes on a holiday, then you only got this guy to exploit that shout. So it's like one dude for one big shout. Don't do it. Then everybody's just going to plunk balls in this zone. And if they don't work out, you lose possession for nothing. So that's basically it. Those are the shouts that I would use and to play the system. The system is actually a very good system. In fact, I think it's brilliant. There's just a few minor tweaks here and there, including the change to Schmeichel as well. I would go over position defense to maintain the accuracy of the replication. On the whole, I think this is a very good replication of the Leicester system. It is pretty good. I would leave these two. I was thinking of, in the last game I played him as a deep lying playmaker. Did I? I think it was like, yeah, I did on defend. Actually, I was wrong. He needs to be a lot higher because these two actually they hold hands a lot. They go like, "Hey, I'll switch with you, and you switch with me, and I'll switch with you." That kind of thing happens in again. I remember the game against Man City. Now let's look at your set pieces. I'm pretty sure you have routines. Corners. Okay, so these are the set pieces that you created. I think so. Yeah, man marking, man marking. I will leave your set pass. Your set pieces look pretty good on your defense, and then when you're attacking, you got the right people in the right places. This guy's attacking the ball from deep, and this guy is looking outside the area. The set pieces look fine. Yeah, I wouldn't change anything about your set pieces. I think your set pieces are pretty good. I might even take your set pieces, but being a Leicester system, you need to worry about your set pieces. If you want to make a Leicester system as accurate as possible, then set piece routines are key. And I see that you've done it. My mistake earlier on the show, I didn't notice it, but I did in this part of I noticed it just now. Overall, I think it's a good tactic. I just small minor tweaks. That's it. The biggest one is to close down much less. And of course, you can go fluid and you can go structured. I just showed you, I just did it fluid and structured. Against United, tough competition, I went fluid. Against so-so competition, I'll play structured. Yeah, something like that. Cool, it works. Well, I hope you enjoyed this. I love your tactic, I do. I might even want to keep it for myself. And it's fun. And if you have any questions, you can find me at addicted2fm.com. You can drop me a Twitter at Busternet. You can find me on the forums. I'm sure you know how to. You also, yeah, I'll respond, and I'll be very excited to look at any other tactics anybody else sends on this new show called Tactics Bootroom. I'll see you guys again soon. Bye-bye.